What they young nigga ballin', putting numbers on the board. I'm just stacking up the money, stack it up, it's never gone. What she say?
Run that back, turbo.
I mean, y'all know what we do, bro.
Money.
Oh, you made me drop this whole cherry. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, wait, hold on. What are you doing? Oh, snap.
Water, your bitch, wanna, hey, I'm a stunner, summer, Benny, Hunter, cooker,
Oh my god.
my crew, hey, surfer,
Oh my god.
pop it, I've been sipping acorn, rich, A1, baby, looking at acorn, baby, butter,
How many cherries?
bringing that on a refund, breaking up bed till I see the sun.
Oh my god.
Keep him get on her neck. She only come
I need water.
that bitch. I stick up my foot on their neck.
You got food today, bro.
I used to drop it at X, from the slow, gotta keep you a
Get it today.
Regular but that's strong. Fucking whole by the weekend remind. She gon' be sticking in deep.
No, I can't even do the intro yet. Hold on.
If I catch your body, I keep it on hush. You pussy gon' tell me to rush.
Oh my god.
Feeling the splash. I don't fuck with these niggas.
Man, hold on. Give me a second. Hold on.
Money, hold on.
Man, give me a second. Hold on.
Oh,
Dollars, quarters, wrist, water, rich, water,
Wait.
bitch, wanna,
Give me a minute. Oh.
wanna, come on,
Oh my god.
hey, I'm a stunner, summer, been in,
Oh, I'm trying to get that up.
hey, my crew, hey,
Woo.
surfer, wave,
Woo.
surf.
Welcome to Meet Me on the Block. We back at it again, man. This is Electijevon. Y'all know the vibes at it, man. Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas to y'all, man. You know what we do. We got your co-host, the most beautiful UHB, B Limitless in the cut. We getting lit tonight, y'all. See how that? So look, man. Hold on. We gotta turn that off. You feel me? Shout out to TikTok, you know, showing me the smoky cherry challenge. Almost had a brother dying over here. Get your smoky cherries bathing in moonshine, bro.
yeah, we saw you.
That was nasty, bro. And shout out to Mountain Dew. You can't even see it. It's invisible. I hope they do pay me after this. I almost died.
On camera.
On camera, yeah.
Almost happened.
Mountain Dew, give me a check. Y'all save my ass. Smokey, you should be fired for this shit. This is illegal.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like they probably taste like cinnamon sticks.
What tastes like cinnamon sticks?
Those cherries. I feel like they have like
no. They don't have no cinnamon flavor at all. It has straight alcohol. Like it don't even taste like cherries.
Did you try what I said try or what I suggested with the sugar?
With sugar?
Yeah.
Babe, hand me some sugar.
Like put it on a plate.
She said put it on a plate, bro.
Put the sugar on a plate and then dip the cherry in the sugar.
You talking about you gotta put the sugar on the plate, dip the cherry in sugar.
Yeah.
I need a plate. Look. We about to do this before we get right in this episode. Merry Christmas to everybody. You know, Brittany, she not drinking tonight. She want to get me drunk as hell. Like what? And my girlfriend want to get me drunk too, y'all. Like this is ridiculous. Like
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Yes. Be safe. Brittany, where you at? Tell your location again. Not your address though. We don't want no stalkers following up.
Give out the address. No, I'm in California, Los Angeles. You know, Los Angeles, California, city of Los.
Honestly, Britt, I actually want to change the subject tonight though. So we got the cherries out on a paper plate.
Okay.
Smoky cherries built in moonshine. And
show it. You gotta.
Y'all gonna show it to everybody. Hold on. I just wait. My girlfriend literally is trying to kill me. And this is like video evidence. I put this shit to the cloud. So Britt, if something happened to me, to tell the police to check the cloud. Like no cap.
I think we're about to have a great night, guys. What you think? Let us know in the comments.
She ain't eating the cherry, so I don't know how she gonna have a good night. Like I'm gonna be asleep. That's a good night. That's a We got me coughing.
You know, Cat, I'm here to let you know this.
Hey, nigga. I mean, I'm sorry. I said it. I said it on the. I know I said it on the live, y'all. But if y'all see the amount of cherries she put on this page, she is trying to kill me, bro. She put how many cherries is that?
So essentially, what
15 cherries. Look, I already had 6. Go ahead, Britt. What you about to say?
I said essentially what the cherry has done is just soaked in moonshine. And like I like the taste of moonshine, but anything soaked in alcohol, like I remember I was at this New Year's party and the host brought out like liquor soaked gummy bears and like it was all the oh my God, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And she already gave me 6. She actually, I didn't ask for it. She stuffed it in my mouth.
Are they easy?
Pause.
Like soft?
You said what, Britt?
Are they easy to bite into? You nasty. Are they?
I mean, yeah, they could. I mean, they soft like cherries. It's just you don't taste no cherry flavor. All right, she spoon. All right, I feel like this is like the Grinch. You know how you just got overstuffed, like with stuff and everything. Babe, stop putting the sauce on it.
Make it saucy.
I don't want no sauce. Like, what are you doing? This not that. Why are you giving me so many at a time? What the fuck?
You not
gonna you dropped it?
No.
Be careful because Casper gonna eat that shit.
Casper be drunk as fuck.
I don't want him to eat it. So be careful.
So there's I had and like you already know, like it's gelatin. So like it got so hard. So like it's all like all of us like pretty girls, just like oh we're so cute. Like we're about to take these cute little gummy bear shots. We took it. It was just like get it down. Did you do it? I didn't see the on it.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, put some lemon juice on it.
You ate it? You ate it? It's terrible.
No, he didn't.
Stop.
Save this man.
The dog ate the cherry.
No, he didn't.
From himself. Look at you.
Oh my God, Brittany, I swear to God. Viewers, do not eat this shit. Don't do it. Like, oh my God. The sugar don't do shit. Excuse my French. It's Merry Christmas, but nigga, this is Krampus Christmas because this is torture.
Oh my God.
This is naughty shit. I can't breathe. I'm losing the taste of my tongue.
Ooh.
Wait, I'm losing the taste of my tongue. Like, you see how red my lips are, bro?
You chose this.
I didn't tell nothing.
You chose it.
I get forced to eat this shit. But you know what's crazy?
Mm.
My own lady, she doing this to me and she ain't gonna eat shit. That's the amount I'm eating.
Eat one too.
Bro.
Shit.
Everybody that listens tonight, don't trust your girl. They're evil as hell. Don't eat no cherries from her.
Tell her to come here.
You don't want these cherries, Britt. You want the
I want-
cherries?
Take them.
You said, oh, this is nasty. Like, oh, this is nasty. All right, everybody. Chino tried the smoky cherries.
He did.
That shit's straight nasty.
He came. He saw.
No sugar can help. Nothing can help. This is illegal. Take these niggas off the shelf.
Okay. $10 another one on this very episode.
Huh? I'm not gonna take another one. Like that shit over. That shit dead as fuck. I just want to tell everybody. I can't talk. But look, we about to get in the topic today. Britt, I know we was about to talk about something else, but I actually want to change the topic because I'm feeling the buzz.
It's your world, Cino.
It's Merry Christmas. I need to know something.
We on the block. What do you need to know?
Are you naughty or are you not?
Not what? No, listen. I'm trying to focus. This shit has got me buzzed, and I'm supposed to be a professional. I'm over here slipping right now. Like I had, how many cherries was that? I had like
7, 8.
no, because I already had 6, and she put about how many you put on there?
That one had 6 extra ones, so you 12 in.
I'm 12 in right now.
You just ate 6?
I ate 12. I ate 6 the first time, and then you told me to put sugar. She put 6 on one spoon and gave me 6 at one time.
Oof. Okay, you got it.
I didn't want to. I got
Yeah,
forced.
we on a mission.
She talking about we on a mission. But listen,
Okay.
y'all.
Let us know.
I need to know.
Okay, listening for real this time.
For all the brothers out there and all the ladies, if you feel like you gotta ask for sex, what do that mean in your relationship?
If you have to ask for it,
If
like,
you get to the point where you feel like you asking for sex.
can you give a scenario?
All right. Let's say you dating somebody that's let's say y'all started you dating somebody, y'all have sex often, right? Like you know how to get them in the mood. Like, you know, if you could kiss them a certain way, kiss her or him a certain way, it gets them in the mood. Like if you want some, you know how to get them to that point. Let's say that dies. And now you feel like the only way you get some if you say, hey, can we get some tonight? Can I get some tonight? Like you notice that kissing them on the neck, touching them on their body, spitting wordplay, and ain't doing it no more. So now the only time you get something, you say, hey, can I get some tonight? What does that mean?
I'm glad that you put that into perspective because
Yeah.
it could have went one of 2 ways, you know?
Right.
I mean, just hearing that, it's like there's clearly distance between there's clearly distance with one of the partners, like whoever it is. Like it's clearly like an observation that they're making it damn near a fact, like that person is no longer, like they're starting to drift away, like they're no longer interested. That's just
you think that?
I said if you have to ask your partner for sex, right? And it's like you're damn near coming from not like a desperate place, but kind of like, I'm trying to get them.
I feel like it's a game though. Because I feel like
it could be.
I feel like that partner is like, I want you to take it. Like I'm not about to just give it to you like how I used to. Come take it. Like I feel like it's a game.
That I mean is a real thing. I mean, I don't think it can generalize in this situation because not all females are saying that if they're doing this, or men.
Oh, right.
But I mean, me personally, like just being completely serious, like if you have to ask your partner for sex, that partner is drifting away from you. And to be completely honest, it's either work, it could be somebody else, or just want you to come get it. But like that's for you to kind of decipher, like your partner, like whoever it is
you're with in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay.
100.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I saw text about it. So
But I'll be honest.
I actually feel like it's a game. So you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm playing.
I feel like trying to spice it up. Like if I kiss you on your neck a certain way multiple times, like that probably don't get you aroused no more because you used to that. So you saying no?
I don't know.
What?
I'm me. Like the neck. That's like. That's
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like when the girls say the neck, I feel like that's a God thing too, because the neck is over. Like I can say no to everything else, but as soon as you get me right here, that's criminal. I'm over. I'm done. I'm just gonna be like this. Go ahead.
Right.
Oh, my girlfriend said I can't release that information out too much though, because she don't want to go crazy. So
right.
But
right.
That's for me.
You didn't hear it, but Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That to me, I would think I would start to be like, a little like afraid. Like I don't want to say initially, because we like all have things going on. Like we all have careers we're building and brands we're building and empires that we're, in the process of just like really creating from the ground up, things like that. So I think the first thing that's gonna cross my mind is that this person is just like super busy and they're super focused. Like I get in those modes too. And I feel like we don't even realize we get in those modes, but yeah, like I said, it can go one of two ways. It could be that person is drifting away from you and they're no longer really that interested, or they found something else that just interests them a lot more, or they on that demon time and they want you to come,
I'm dead. All right, so Britt saying that if your partner doing that, they on demon time. I'm saying if your partner do that, they want something spicy. So it could go both ways.
It's the same thing.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Demon time, positive and negative. I got
Not,
you.
I get where you're going with
You
this.
said negative. You said negative. You said they
Right,
want somebody else.
with the words we're choosing, because our words, our spells. This person isn't on demon time.
They on demon time. So
They
we're not gonna say they just on demon time, y'all.
That's their love language. And physical touch must be their love language, and you know that's
I got you. I got you. All right, I just wanted to elaborate on that because I saw that in the text. But all right, we about to go back serious though. We about to get back serious. So on this episode, yeah, serious face. Hold on.
Get it together, get it on.
Serious face. So all right,
There you go.
I just play. I feel them cherries. Them cherries kicking in here, y'all. So, but either way, so if y'all heard or see the title of this episode, we are talking about a man that got sent into 110 years to prison for the truck driving incident that resulted in 4 people fatally losing their lives. A lot of people is really upset about it. It's like mutual half and half. People felt like it was unintentional. His brakes went out, and he didn't do it on purpose. It just something happened with his gear, and resulted 4 people fatally losing their lives. He's already spent 2 years in prison. The jury ruled that he is guilty of all charges, and they sentenced him to 110 years. The family of the victims, and people supporting the family of the victims believe that 110 years should be his sentence. Other people who are trying to be understanding of the situation is believing that 110 years is too much. I'm just here to give my thoughts, opinions about it over the case. By reviewing the information and actually interviewing an actual truck driver myself, I concluded that as a truck driver, before you take any truck on a load or agree to do a job to pull or take a load to a destination, you have to do your own pre-checks of your vehicle, making sure your brakes work, lights work, everything about the truck work for the safety of yourself and the safety of others. Now, also determined that in the situation, if the gentleman did do his self-check, his pre-check, he would already had known that his brakes were not going to work or operate right. Now, most jobs, most truck drivers work for different type of companies. Usually, you have truck drivers that had these situations. They can notify their boss, and usually, if the company has more than 50 employees, they could be able to take the truck driver, responsible, let them not do that load, get the car fixed. Some companies out there, we don't know where, but it is some companies out there that you can notify that you feel unsafe to drive the vehicle because of the issues, but they could threaten you to lose your job if you don't do the job because they're understaffed. So most of these drivers are put in situations where they got to provide for their family, and they're scared to take a risk to lose their job to go on employment because they got a family to amount to feed. So they be put in these situations where they take these risks, and in situations like that happened that day could happen. And it's really like, yeah, it's their fault, but it's like you've been forced to take that decision. If that makes sense. And I feel like that should be looked into.
I agree. I feel like when you do get your CDL license or like your truck driver's license, like there is a reason why you have to go through like a series of tests and you have to pass this really, like kind of grueling test in order to be able to drive these vehicles, these 50 footers or whatever they are, but in this scenario, unfortunately, 4 people lost their lives, and it was, you know, it it was careless, because it was literally based on a compliance check, making sure that you're doing the pre-check before you go, touching base with your like dispatch and the company that it is like you're pulling for, you're caring for. It's your job in those moments to report that information. Having known and like being close to someone who did drive trucks, I know that's to be a fact that you must do a pre-check before you drive. Um, that is absolutely true. However, I also have seen like the dark side of it, and I know that there are some companies that don't put their drivers' safety or anything like that first. I mean, their only goal, only focus is to get every whatever value of money it is per mile to get to the destination and like make the drop. Like it's really all money. And that's just like on the dark side of things. So I definitely agree that further investigation needs to happen. There needs to be some sort of, look into this driver's like call logs, if he was on a recorded line, and maybe it is that that his company told him, well, that's too bad, you have to suck it up until the next stop. And he tried that, and there were 4 fatalities because of it. But I definitely agree there needs to be like further investigation on the matter. I don't think it's fair to say that it's just the truck driver's fault. I'm sure that this person has a family, he's obviously trying to provide for. Maybe he doesn't, I don't know, but chances are that he does. So I think 100 plus years, I think that's way too steep. Like and that's not to take away from the people that like lost their lives, because obviously their lives were and are priceless. So it's like no amount of years, no amount of deaths is gonna make that, it's not gonna change anything. So I do feel like this is something that the jury, the court, I feel like it's something they don't need to rest on, and they need to keep digging and figure out what really happened.
See, the only issue I have with this is it's nothing to take back to the ones that did lose their lives, but I just feel like we gotta be understanding, because at the end of the day, people put truck drivers as professional drivers. They list them in the category as like NASCAR drivers, professional drivers. Like if you're a truck driver, it doesn't matter if you're in an accident, is you at fault, because you're a professional. You're considered a professional, so that means that you're supposed to be knowing how to get out of these situations. And I feel like they got to change that, because I feel like if someone right now got in a personal vehicle, knowing that they have brake issues with their car, and said, I'm going to get this fixed next month, knowing they got brake issues, driving on a highway at 90 miles per hour, and they're not drinking, they're not intoxicated, and the brakes stopped working, and they hit 3 cars, 3 people facing tools in their lives, they'll list it as an accident. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But since it's a semi truck driver, there's listed as professional drivers, which you can't say that. Like, what I'm saying? Like if I could go in my car and do exactly the same thing in my personal car, but it would be listed as an accident for me. But if a truck driver do it, he's at fault, he's guilty, he gotta go 110 years. That's why I look like that's like not logical to me. And not to speak about it, because, and I'm glad that you also said that companies do have a dark side, because it is a lot of companies that do have dark side, because this particular company he worked for had in 24 months They had 19 inspections, and in which of 30 violations. So they had 19 inspections in 24 months. 30 of the it had 30 violations in there, and 10 of the 30 which involve brake violation, brake problems.
So this truck road.
Exactly. And they
Company.
still have, yeah. So I feel like, yes, the driver was at fault because he took the risk, but he could have been forced to take that risk, but he still took the risk. And he should be at fault. I don't believe the 110 years is necessary. I'll at least say 10 years of the learning experience.
And
Second,
a hefty fine should be dished out to the company. Something.
yeah, I believe the fine should be dished out to the company. And I feel like someone should be arrested in the company. If you had 30 violations and 10 of your violations are causing brake issues, you're not resolving the problem. You're just risking other lives out there. You're comfortable with
Somebody's job.
Yeah, and they should be heavily fined, like you said. They should be responsible, because I feel like that will stop other companies. It doesn't matter from big or small to allow that, and it can prevent drivers to be put in these risk choices where they have to either say I'm not doing this load and lose a job and lose a way to support their family, and B, be feeling like they're put into a peer pressure situation where they got to make these forced decisions, because it'll make drivers feel more secure, because they're not going to be put in the situation. Because if you allow me to go out there with brake problems, this could happen. Not only I will pay for it, but you would definitely pay for it. Period.
Right. And I mean, they make these drivers sign like waivers and things like that. And it's just completely unjust, because there's no way that a driver that is taking on a job as an independent contractor would be able to even take on such like a risk. It's just so irresponsible. And it's like driving, it is definitely like taken lightly. Because if we get into our cars and we drive and we hit someone, chances are it'll be considered an accident and we're not getting 110 plus years. And to be honest, the same thing, like we take a test, we get behind the wheel. If we pass the test, are we professional drivers at that point? So are they, it's just something to think about.
Now, it's just not sitting right to me. Just because you have people out here that literally intimidated and hurting others. People literally walked into schools and churches, murdered innocent people, and never was sentenced 110 years off the bat. You got a police officer hurting and murdering unarmed people and never was sentenced 110 years off the bat. They said the reason why is because they felt threatened. And, they took a life. They would never get 110 years off the bat, because like how you have a weapon, but you feel threatened by someone that's unarmed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what like making me upset about it. Like, this guy intentionally didn't plan on hurting nobody.
Yeah.
He took a risk, but it's like people driving around with no brakes, people driving around like with like stuff in the car. And I'm not taking away from anybody that lost their life or anything. I'm just saying
no, I think you definitely raised like a really, really good point, because even in the example that you gave about, we have people going into schools, children are just going to get an education and shooting up the place and killing a whole bunch of people. They don't get sentenced. And then this man who was trying to do what he was doing, making a living, driving trucks, he gets out of compliance and he accidentally kills 4 people. This was not intentional. So it's like, it reveals a very cold truth about our society and like where we place importance. And I mean, I really don't even want to say we, because I don't want to associate with any kind of mindset or system that is set up to literally use people. But I think that we're allowed to like choose what is important to us. You know what I mean? Like, so just like with that being said, yes, I mean, that is where society places its importance, but at any point, at any time, Like you can choose to completely like just like reprogram, you know what I'm saying, analyze, you know, how things are going. And I mean, really, I don't want to say it's up to the next generation, but you know, the next generation is very, very, very important. Because they're literally going to be like filling these people's positions and things like that. So I don't know. I mean, you see how the conversation has like a snowball effect, but
It just like
like, it's
that's
so
what it is sad. That's why I'm saying you got like Kyle Rittenhouse literally went to an area that he's not from, that he doesn't live in, with a loaded rifle and resulted in killing 2 people out. It doesn't matter that you was there to protect others. Like you went somewhere else. It doesn't. That's what I said. Like people trying to say like he was protect. It was self defense. If someone comes to my neighborhood with a loaded rifle, I feel like I'm threatened.
and has
It
he been
doesn't matter. Yeah,
let's be don't know.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's an image. If it doesn't matter. If I'm living in my neighborhood,
But has he been sentenced for this?
no, he's found not guilty. That's what I'm saying. He's home. So I'm
Bullshit.
saying like it doesn't matter if you felt like you were self-defense, because the argue could be pointed at somebody else. If I'm in my neighborhood, if I see somebody that I don't know with a loaded rifle walking around, I'm going to feel like I need to protect myself too. Say, what are you doing here? And then me coming up to you, you could justify saying, oh, you threatened me and shoot me. But you
Right.
came to my area with a loaded rifle though.
That was a choice. That was his choice.
Exactly.
And the 2 people died.
And he found not guilty. Same way the truck driver. I didn't intentionally hurt somebody. I was just driving. I was forced to make this decision. But I get sentenced 110.
It's almost like you can't say they didn't go in there with the intention of hurting anyone, because you came with a loaded rifle. You came with a gun. You were ready to go. Somehow, some way, somebody was gonna die, and that was just that. In this case, it's like driving a truck. You don't know where he was. He could have been in the mountains in the rain, in a small town, whatever, what have you. You know, if the company didn't make sure that these brakes were okay, and they didn't make sure that they replaced them or did something before he got on the road, I mean, they really placed his life in danger too. And like driving trucks, I don't think anyone ever, I don't want to say ever intentionally hit someone, but like, I mean, it would be really hard to sit here and prove that this truck driver knew all of these victims and intentionally set out to cause them any kind of harm.
Yeah. So I'm going to suggest that my man's get an appeal and get a lesser sentence. So what are you saying with that?
I think they need to do the research first. They need to figure out if the company had anything to do with his last clients. Like, and that's just that. Like, it's hard for me to say, because I mean, if for instance, say this person, you know, was somehow, it was just him that neglected compliance. It's even hard for me to sit here and try to give you an answer, because at the end of the day, the record is there and it shows the company itself that supplies the trucks was out of compliance with the brakes, the very thing that failed all 4 of the victims that day. So it's like, it's hard for me to even really sit here and place blame on the truck driver. I would say let him go. Let him go and go after the company, because this truck driver didn't know any of these victims. I don't believe if the proper research is done, they'd be able to find any research or any proof of this man intentionally going out to like hit these people. I just don't think I would say let him out. Free him.
Free my mans, man. And everybody want to look at the story. Y'all can look at the story. I'll just really quick pause. Casper, say hello.
Aww, fur baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Hey, cutie. I'm such a dog lover. I love dogs.
I'm becoming a dog lover. I'm trying to, sadly.
So cute.
All right, so we are freeing my man's. Look up his story, y'all. Sign the pension. If you did, it's already at 4.5 million. Last time I checked. To get my man sentence free. We back at it again. Y'all see us back on Tuesday and Saturday. Merry Christmas. Y'all know the vibes. UH Brittany in the cut. Be Limitless. Her link in the description. She will come out with new episodes. Check it out. Our boy Mighty JR wasn't able to make it tonight. He doing last minute Christmas shopping. You know what I'm saying? He can't. I was like, but he'll be back on the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Britt, say your piece and we out.
Just be limitless. Happy holidays. Be safe. Meet us on the block.
And don't be those people, bro, talking about new year, new me. Like, you gonna be the same person. Like, just be better.
Just be better. Let that be okay. Be kind to yourselves.
Yeah, like, just be chill, bro. Like,
don't do too much and then end up not following through. Like,
I'm drinking my invisible Mountain Dew.
Yo, so I listened somewhere that it's called compound improvement or something like that. Mm-hmm. If you do for 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes, you'll be 30% better at that one thing that you did or that you started over a year, like a year's time. So
I have to do that.
I would encourage everybody to look into that. Just building good atomic habits, so you can get your 1% every day, and then you be that much better the following year. So step into the New Year's with that in mind.
And just off that note, we're gonna end this episode with Wanna again.
Money, huddle, gotta, cutter, lot of orders, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, rich, porter, yo bitch, wanna, come on, hunter, hey, hummer, stunner, summer, Benny.
Hey, go ahead, Brett. Go.
Hey, my crew,
hey, y'all do this. Ooh, hey. 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 Like, comment, subscribe. We out.
With that young nigga, putting numbers on the board. I'm stacking up the money, stack it up, it's never gone. What I say.